Hey everyone! So this video is to go over the semester project that you have in the Bio 105 course. It's called the Photojournal Action Project. I just strung a bunch of words together that kind of described what this project is all about. So here I am in our Blackboard course. I'm going to first navigate over to the folder that has everything that you need to know about this project. Now I'm going to go through everything that you see here by first going through the outline. I already have this open, but you can find the outline here. So this project, the whole goal of it is to get you thinking about actions that you can take or involvement that you can take to start making a difference. And I know that sounds so cliche, but I'm serious. I mean, every little action you do is making a difference. It might be a small difference, but if you communicate with others and get other people to do it, it actually starts making a really large impact on the global resources that we're using. So that's the point of this project as a whole. Now to show you, I'm going to actually scroll down to a couple of things. This project is a 100-point project, but the points that you earn are based on the actions that you complete. So for instance, buy reusable grocery bags and use them, and you get 6 points for that. Maybe you already have reusable bags, so you don't even need to buy them. You just need to go to the grocery store and use them. This is a photo project though, so I need a picture of you like leaving the grocery store with your bags. And for each of these different actions, it tells you what kind of photo that I'm looking for. Now that photo, maybe it sounds creepy, I hope it doesn't, but that photo is one, just kind of proof, like, yes, you went out and did this. But two, you're also going to be doing a presentation at the end of the semester about what you did this semester. What are the actions you took? What are some things that you learned? And those photos are to be used with that as well. And then it's also, these can be something you put on social media to really inform others about the things that you're doing. And honestly, that's probably for me the most important thing, is really trying to get other people involved that aren't taking this class. So that was one example. Another example is maybe going to a local farmer's market. There's a couple of videos here to learn more about other environmental issues. So now that you kind of have a little idea of the different actions you can take, let me talk more about specifics of the project. As I mentioned before, you need to earn 100 points. Granted, I mean, if you want less than 100 on this project, go for it. But 100 points, you can actually do 105 points worth of this project, so you can earn some extra credit in it. So the first thing you need to do is a plan of completion. My goal for you guys is to not procrastinate. So the very first thing I'm going to have you do is write out a plan. This whole document has tons and tons of different actions and different things that you can do to get to those 100 points. So for the plan, all I want you to do is just make a list. Oh, I plan on using reusable bags. I plan on going vegetarian 1 day a week. I plan on going to this waterfowl festival. So a plan of items equaling up to around 100 points. Now this is due early in the semester because I want you to read through this completely and get an idea of what's expected of you. There will be a presentation at the end of this semester of you. It's just a two and a half minute presentation on what you did this semester. And that's worth 15 of those 100 points. So these actions, there's 3 different categories. There's personal action. Each of these are worth 6 points each. You can go through and read through these. Something else that I want to mention is when you're submitting, like, hey, I took hard to recycle items to the Shady Grove transfer station. Yes, I want a picture, but I also have follow-up questions. Why do that in the first place? Why does that matter? The questions are different for each of the different actions, and the goal is for you to go out and do more research. It doesn't have to be, primary scientific literature. It can be a website, or the CDC websites, or a government websites, or an educational website that has more information about that action. That's not only for you to learn, but at the end of the semester when you make your presentation, also to teach your classmates, hey, I did this, here's why I did this, here's some great information that I learned about this. So those are personal actions. I'm going to scroll down to community involvement. So personal actions are all things that you can personally do in your life to lower your ecological footprint. Community involvement is actually getting out there and getting involved. I only have a couple of things listed here, but as the semester goes on and more organizations fill up their spring calendar, I'll add to this. But there's a waterfowl festival, going to a farmer's market, going to a nature center, a public garden space, and with these, again, follow-up questions. The last category of actions for your photojournal project is additional learning. We'll talk about a lot of things in this class, but we don't talk about everything. The Story of Stuff, not only is it its own video, but they're an organization that touches on different environmental problems. They're pretty good at fact-checking everything. They might be a little more biased towards the environmental side, but I've watched all of these, and for the most part, they're very straightforward. Although there is some bias, again, towards the environmental, they do fact-check everything, and they provide resources for their facts, which me personally, I enjoy having that kind of research behind it. So not only do they have their Story of Stuff, but other things such as water resources, chemicals, electronics. So these are all videos, and I have some follow-up questions after watching those videos. And each of those are worth 8 points each. Now, if you were to do every single thing on this list, be way over 100 points. So that plan for completion, you're going to be picking and choosing things. Now, one thing to keep in mind, the only requirement as far as what you do is you need to do at least one thing in each category. So you need to do at least one community involvement and one additional learning and one personal action. And then from there, whatever else you want to do. And it doesn't matter which one you do in each of those, as long as you're doing one of each. Now again, to help with the procrastination, here on the first page, I kind of have some deadlines for you. I don't want it to be, the last day right before the presentation that you're trying to do all of these different actions and involvements and, watching videos. So here I have, next Monday, or Monday, February 8th, we have the plan. And then in a couple more weeks, I want you to have done at least 20 points worth of projects. Following that, 40 points, 60 points, 85 points. So kind of breaking it down to get you doing these actions during the semester. Now, if you want to, you can complete this early. If you want to spend like the first month of the class completing this project, you can. And I kind of encourage that just because end of the semester classes are getting crazy with tests and finals. I recommend doing it earlier than later because none of these are really that time sensitive. Also, this is just a list of things I personally came up with, but if you have ideas of other things that you think could be on the list, particularly with community involvement, just let me know. I'll take a look into it, and if it sounds appropriate, then I'll add it to the list, not just for you, but your other classmates as well. So if you have any ideas, let me know in class, send me an email, and I'd definitely be willing to look through that. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump back to Blackboard just to give you familiarity with where or how you should really submit for these different things. So here I am in the Photojournal Action Project folder within the Blackboard course. This outline that I just went over is attached here. You'll also be getting a hard copy in class. The plan of completion, this is your first assignment that you have due, just saying, hey, here's what I plan on doing. And it is okay if things change. It's just my way of getting you to actually look through this and come up with a plan of attack, so to speak. Now, when you want to submit something, let's say you used recyclable bags at the grocery store, you have a picture of you, you've done the follow-up questions, now what? So that one, using a recyclable bag, is in the personal actions. So I'm going to click within the personal actions folder. You can also see there's a folder for community involvement and additional learning. Each of those subsections in that project outline. So I click personal actions, Here's the overview. All of the text you see here on Blackboard is copy and pasted from that Word document we were just going over. So keep that in mind, same exact information. Here's the overview about personal actions. And then, let's see, personal action 1, these numbers actually correspond to the numbers you saw in the outline. So take hard to recycle items is personal action 1. Here you go, personal action 1, take hard to recycle items. So here, I said buy reusable bags and use them. So I just click on this link. Now you should already have your picture within a Word document. Your research should already be done. Everything should be done in a Word document that you will then upload into Blackboard. So I'm within the assignment, I'll browse my computer, I'll look for it, and then click submit. And that's all you have to do for any of the different actions. So here's all of those actions here. Again, you can go back and if you want to do something for community involvement, here's all the community involvement actions. So all of these are already here for you to submit. You don't have to wait for any specific date. If you want to complete everything now, you can complete everything now. So keep that in mind, and again, try to do things earlier. So that's really it that I have for this photojournal action project. If you have any questions at any point, just send me an email. You can ask me in class, but do it earlier than later. Don't call me or write me an email a day before a deadline saying you have no idea what's going on, because I can't really help you at that point. So take a look at things much earlier than later. With that, again, contact me if you have any questions.